Okay, we are back. So little channel news. Um, so the version that I'm no longer going to be putting out zip files on the GitHub repository. So I posted on the Facebook group that I was able to figure out how to do a MSI installer. So now a single file with all the resources all contained on it, and I'm hosting it on a Google Drive and with a link. So if you don't have that link, um, please go to the Facebook group. I'm also planning on putting advertisement of the game out to some of the others like Board Game Geek and so forth. So anyway, by doing that, and I upgraded grabbed the code to .NET 9.0. It was on 7.0, which is now out of support. I also updated the executable to be um, targeted specifically for 64-bit, in addition to all CPUs, which I didn't know I had to, being that it was all CPUs. Sounds like all CPUs, but for some reason, a lot of folks were not able to run the app on Windows 11 or Windows 10 specifically. So I'm not sure why that fixed it, but it seems to have at least. So anyway, so more people, the better. So what we're going to do is we're going to start going through the orders phase. If you remember last time, we stopped at a point where the automation kicked us and stopped us so that it could let us know that this aircraft is out of moves. So cycle 9 right here, the app or the plane group, which is a recon. So I'm just going to give it some orders, and basically I'm just going to play until something happens, and hopefully we get to start blowing up stuff. All right, so I'm going to move right there. I'm going to give some. I think the goal would be that this guy is going to probably actually I'm going to reset. I don't want him going up there. What I do want him to do is I want him kind of hang around in this particular area, while this group, which is the TU-16D, that's going to be going on recon. There should be, I think there might be another group in there too. There is. Okay, that is the bomber group. So the bomber group right now they're running at you know the same spot, right? So I guess that's safe because the well no not really because this guy he's not going to see out to 1. He's only going to see out to 0 because he's not in recon mode, right? So this guy, this recon guy, he can get out to a 1 hex search pattern, okay? But I have to start using his recon mode, which starts burning up his fuel, okay? So I think what I want to do is so this guy here, they're both. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to peel him off a little bit. I'm going to actually have him. Um, yeah, I'm gonna actually have him just kind of meander a little bit. So I don't want him getting close. Now, luckily, watch, I'll run right into a carry group by trying to be a smart. But all right, so he's gonna kind of waste some time while this Regon guy goes ahead of him. All right, so let's see. That's the bomber. Okay, but if let's see here, we could just start going around and seeing all of our orders. Okay. All right, so I think everything else is fine. Now notice one thing is that, do you notice this? So since we're at cycle 9, what that means is that it's already gone through the point at which the all ships moved. So this the code will show you where they were, at least for this turn. Okay, so as they're traveling, it'll show this in a grayish color, and in black is where they're going. This length won't be forever, right? Like it's not going to keep track of them from the beginning of the scenario. It only looks back to that particular turn. Okay, so once the PM turn starts, this thing will get moved up to wherever they're at, and then it'll show the history at that point. All right, so at this point, I don't think there's really anything to do other than just hit the next button. Now, I believe that yes. Okay, so now I told you that it would essentially stop you once you got to the point where something is notable, like you detect something, or if you get to the end of that 10th cycle, right? So essentially, the way the automation works is it goes through 10 cycles of movement. That could be up to, well, will be 10 um, movements of air, one movement of land of surface and sub, and then when it gets to the end of 10, then it allows you to give orders to everybody. Okay. So essentially, what it's essentially doing is every time the ships move, you get a chance to check things out and keep going. Now, if you don't have anything to do, then you just skip past everything. Now, the fact that the Americans still have an activation, the Americans still have. So let's see, the carrier group has moved one hex, and now I'm within range. If I'm using this as a possible targeting, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, that's a lot of range. Okay. So what we could do is thinking about likely we're going to do escorts with our F-18s, have our EW, and we'll do our yeah, we're going to do the A6. I'm thinking that might as well launch them. Let's see what happens. And we'll probably do from a air to air. I mean, I'm not expecting any. I'm not expecting the Russians to have anything like super hot out here from a thing. So I'm not sure I need to run both uh both of these in air to air mode. Let's take a chance. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna only have one of these guys in fighter config. The other guy I'm gonna be uh either fighter bomber or bomber. So I'm going to go ahead and create an activation group here. So first of all, let's center it on the A6. Let's create an activation group. All right, so mid-air refueling. Okay, so more features, right? All right, so um, if you are, if that plane is at an airfield or a carrier that has a tanker, anytime you launch somebody of type bomber or int, I think, or attack, I think, you could possibly use the mid-air refueling. So I could assign it at this point. That would use it up this turn. I'm not going to use it because I don't need it necessarily, and this guy already has the highest range of anything already. So if I was going to use it for anything, I might use it for one of the F-18s, but I'm not going to. Okay. Now, one key is right if you run into cap within the first 10 hexes of travel, then the air mid-air refueling can't work. So you would be using your tanker, but you would get nothing out of it. Okay. So since I don't really know what's out here, I suspect a carrier is out here, and I suspect a carrier has cap. If I if I go within 4 hexes and that guy is on cap, then I'm gonna run into it. Okay. And then I'm not gonna be able to use the air refueling. So anyway, all that's to say, I'm not gonna use it. Okay. Now I'm not gonna use any extended range, reduced range stuff. Here's the fun part, right? I got to load my bombs or SSMs. All right, so no reason to use bombs right now. I got plenty of ammo on the carrier. How do I know what I got on the carrier? Well, let's see. If I look in here and look at the task force, right? I could look at this carrier and I can tell that it has 6 air SSM points. So that means, and as you guys probably remember, the A6 uses up 2 of those slots. Okay, so if I were to say use SSM, then I should see. And what's fun is right, it'll use that from stores right then because you launch it now. And if I travel these guys around, if I travel the A6 around and I don't actually utilize the SSMs when I land, it'll put them back on the task force. So, um, so anyway, long story short, I'm gonna go load SSM. Okay. Alrighty. So now it's asking me what else do I want to add to the activation group? Well, yeah, I want to add the EW because it gives me my modifiers. Sure. Nope, don't want to do anything there. Okay. Add to activation group. Okay, let's go with yes, I'm going to add both of these guys. So this first guy, I'm going to add him for any int that you'll have to tell it what your whatever role it's in. Okay. So this first guy, he's just going to be in fighter, right? Protect mode. Assign a tanker? Nope. Extend the range? Nope. Nope. I'm not loading any of that stuff. So I'll do a tweak. Yeah, there's no reason for it to ask because um, this guy's in a mode that he wouldn't carry bombs or SSMs anyway. So I'll add some code to check that because it should not. I mean, it can. I'll just skip it, right? I'll just hit next, right? But well, it doesn't matter. I'll say load bomb. I don't have any bombs to load, so I'll just load this. Add this guy to activation group. He's going to be in bomber mode. I'm not going to assign the tanker. I'm not going to do any special stuff, and I am going to load SSMs for him. Okay. All right. So nothing really left to create other than these guys. I think I want to hold off on creating a group for these guys, but I do want to create an activation group for this other recon. Okay. No reason not to have them up flying. I noticed that I only put one of them up yesterday or last time. So I'm going to go ahead and create an activation group. Okay. These guys I'm going to hang out. I'm still keeping them in reserve. All right, I think that's about it. And I don't really want to change. Well, this is just activation, right? So this isn't orders. So I'm going to move on. Okay, so now we got to orders phase. You always notice what phase you're in, right? Always take a look at your phase. And if you forget what part you're in, you can use the help. It'll tell you you're in your orders phase. Another thing you can check is this sequence of play. So here it shows, hey, so I'm in this large loop that basically goes it just keeps going around and around until there's nothing left. And then there's also a segment loop, right? So it's a loop within a loop, right? It does the 10 moves in a loop, and then it comes out here and it does the activation again, and another 10, and then activation and 10 until you run out of stuff to activate and you run out of stuff to move. Okay. All right. So I don't think there's anything for these guys to do. Likely the aircraft are going to run out of movement, but that's fine. We'll let it stop us. Okay. So let's go. All right. For the Americans orders, okay, it's not going to let me. If I hit next, it should say something like, you can't. Yep, you can't. Air unit has no movement orders. Well, who's that? Oh, these guys. Okay, so they don't have any movement orders. So, like I said, once you activate an air, they got to keep moving. Always. They have to be in perpetual movement. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to launch them. They're going to launch out of the carrier, and they're going to start moving this way. And hopefully we find something. Now, they aren't going to find it themselves, but they might. We'll see. There's different things that could happen, right? They could get intercepted by cap, and if you get intercepted by cap, you'll see where the cap's coming from. So then you'll have an idea that if it's a yak and it's on cap, which I can't even remember if I put the yak on cap, but if it is, then you know that hey, that thing's sitting over a carrier likely. So that's kind of like a nice B, nice B ring right toward it. So anyway, all right. So I think that's about it. I think everything else. Oh, it's also going to yell at me. This guy here, he doesn't have any movement orders. Okay, so. Let's see. And you may be wondering why it didn't ask me about SSMs for the P3s. Well, it's because there's really only one type of um, ammo they can carry. So it just assumes you're going to use SSMs. Okay. So I think, no, I don't want them going that way. How about we actually go this way? So maybe he can support some of these guys. So I don't know what's going to happen, but if something gets sighted, then I'll have a P3 ready to drop something on one of those subs. I think that's good. All right. New enemy detections. Air unit has no orders. Okay, so what did it do? Okay, it moved one. Okay, so the Americans detected something. What did they detect? Let's see. Oh, they detected. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is fun. All right, so the automation started. It hasn't moved the ships yet, but it moved the aircraft one. And the aircraft got within 4 hexes of this group. Now, for any EW air, if it's an air early warning or it's a int, then it can see out to 4 hexes. Air, okay? Because it has air radar, okay? Um, Why do I pick 4? Well, because if cap sitting over a carrier without AEW can react up to 4 squares away, then obviously you can see 4 squares away. Or else how could you response. So hey, so Fleet Series, you came up with that. So I'm just following. I'm following what I'm picking up what you're laying down. All right, so I can't really do anything. What I have not implemented, and I don't think I plan on it, although I'm kind of tempted to, just because I'm kind of explaining it. But why can't I have a air group close in and actually attack another group, right? Um, that's not part of the game. The game doesn't have anything like that. The only way you actually intercept anything is through cap, which this guy might run into. In fact, if he moves into right here, then he's actually going to be 4 away from the carrier. Now he's going to probably detect those cap. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. So there's nothing for me to do here. He got detected. Now I know that there is a recon asset out, and I have a feeling he probably came from here. Okay, but there's never really nothing else to do. Um, I could see, being he's a recon asset, right? And I might want to steer my carriers away from him. So let's see what I can do that, right? This task force is about to move here, 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 here. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset the orders, and I'm actually gonna move them right here because I'd like to not get detected. So depending on where he's flying, I don't know where it is, but this will kind of keep him out of there. Now you got to be careful, right? Because now what essentially I'm doing is I'm floating away from the aircraft, right? So if the aircraft get out here at max range, right, then they're not going to be able to make those F-18s aren't going to be able to make it back. So let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If he gets all the way up here and this guy goes back that way, I'm probably going to run out of fuel and I'll lose those F-18s. So, okay, more tactical decisions. I guess I can't do that. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is either stay stationary and hope he goes away, or if he gets closer, then I attack him with my cap. So I'm just not gonna move any closer, but I'm not gonna move any far away because I don't want to lose my aircraft from range. Okay, so I think that's all I want to do here, and no other. Doesn't look like we detected anything else. So here you go. All right, so let's go. Area Nezumor. Who? Oh, okay. So this guy got all the way out here. So I must have sent him out from this. All right. So now I got to do something with this P3. What am I going to do? Well, he came from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and start moving him this way. I'm really hoping that I run into a surface unit or something. P3s do have the capability of detecting surface stuff. If you notice, right? There's a surface search of 0 out of 1, which means if it was in recon mode, I could see 1 out, which is, pretty decent size, but I don't. All right, let's go. Oh, new enemy detections. Who's this? This is likely the Russians detecting the Americans. Let's see. No, it is, I don't know who. Oh, this aircraft. One, two, three, four. All right, this aircraft now detects. Okay, so now I know. Now I see two uh, aircraft groups. So here's that recon. Here's another recon. So two recons, both being sighted by this guy. Okay. And you can tell where they're both coming from. This guy came from this square. Oh no, it looks like I'm not sure. Wait a minute, how many we got here? Do I see all of them? Oh, crap. Yeah, I see everybody. I see the recon, I see a bomber, and I see another recon. So right now, these guys can see pretty much everything. Okay? So there's still nothing for me to do. But the fact that, yeah, I can't really tell anything by the movement of these guys, not from a surface source. So I'm going to go ahead and I think there is some cap here. So if they fly in close to that, this would be the perfect opportunity if I wrote in code that allows me to send these F4s out on a scramble mission to attack these guys. But I didn't. So if that's a feature you guys want, let me know, right? It'll be optional, right? It'll be part of this optional this thing here. Air surface detections in combat, right? So this is basically like, hey, all the cool stuff I'm adding that allows aircraft to interact with each other and interact with surface and vice versa, okay? Which isn't in the is in what isn't in the physical game. So, anywho, let's go. New enemy detections. Air unit has no orders. Okay, so now it's the Russian side. So now the Russians have detected this guy. Attack A6. Okay, and this guy is, which one is this? This is the IL-38. So, hmm. Now, this guy sees, okay, so notice, right? Okay, so now the Russians got some, Americans been citing a bunch of stuff, but really, it's not volume, it's quality, right? Um, you got this guy here, which is okay. So the Russians know that you got a freaking carrier group coming from coming from where? Coming from here. Okay, so they know that somewhere around here is probably a carrier. Well, actually, all they know is that possibly a carrier is here. That's really all they know. Okay. Um, so if I were the Russians, what would I do? I would go into recon mode, right? I would say, let's see, so let's try to get into recon mode. This guy can search out to one. This guy can search out to one. This guy could too, but um, but he's got better things to do. He's a bomber, right? He doesn't want to. Well, he does want to mess it. So actually, I'm going to start sending everybody toward this way. If I can somehow catch this American carrier and get some SSMs off on him, and then alert it for the rest of the stuff, then I can start sending it. So given that, right? Given I know it's probably an American carrier here, what I could do is I could start sending the. He's currently going here, so I'm going to reset his orders, and I'm going to have him start going this way. Okay. I don't know how far I want to go. Okay. What else would I got? That guy, he's going to try to kill. He's going to try to kill convoys. This group here, do I want to? I don't know. Are we going to be aggressive with the Soviets or not? This guy, he's doing this action. Well, let's reset his orders. Now we know. Well, I don't know. Do we want? I don't really know what this guy wants to do. This is a pretty powerful group, right? So, yeah, I'm just gonna have him kind of keep doing what he's doing because honestly, I don't really know. I haven't checked out what's the chances of these guys actually hurting these Russians, but we'll see. Either way, this guy's gonna start. I'm gonna have him go into recon mode. Well, I'm gonna reset his orders. I'm gonna have him go into recon mode, and then I'm gonna have him go this way. Okay. This guy is, yeah, he's also recon. I'm going to turn recon mode on, and I'm going to have him go this way. So I better cite something, right? Because then you got, he's going to cite anything in here. He's going to cite anything in wherever he's moving, which is right here. Okay, between this, we're hoping that the Americans are somewhere in there, or somebody is at least. All right, so let's do that. I'm only going to send him one text because I'd like to kind of slow things down a little bit, even though you may feel like this is already slow as it can get. But anyway, at least in my opinion, this is a way more. I don't know. This is definitely more fun for me than playing by the old rules. So let's go with yeah. Let's just go next and see what happens. Air unit has no more. Okay, sorry. Okay, so he ran out of room. So he's got a what am I gonna do with him? Well, I'll start turning him around. I'm gonna have him go here. He's gonna kind of loiter back there. Hopefully he gets a shot to shoot at somebody. All right. Next phase. Here he has more orders. Okay, we moved again. We're now in cycle 4. So we have yet to get to the point in this second group of moving that the ships have moved a second time. But there's a lot of air. There's a lot of stuff air-wise. Okay, so he's now. Okay, so I am gonna, let's see, I got 56 and how far am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that means I got about, what, 43 to play around with. I could do 8 moves or 7 or 8 moves at one pace here to try to sight something. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna turn my recode on once and I'm gonna move here. Okay? And hopefully I sight something. All right. I think he's the only guy. No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Let me check all the air. Let me check all the air guys. 16 to 14, so he's got 2 moves left. 66 to 60, he's good too. All right, we're okay. Americans are okay. Intercept. Oh, here we go. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. Intercept air group. Select all cap units you'd like to intercept at this location. Okay. So where? Who? Oh, okay. So here we go. It's the carriers. Now, if I engage, then if I engage and those fighters go out to attack this guy, then they're gonna sight. They're gonna detect. I use what's called an admin detect. So basically, you have two types of detections, right? Strategic detection and local detection. Well, for aircraft, I use like a special detection myself, which is called admin detection, which means you can temporarily see that plane. So if I were to do that, right, then if I were to intercept them right now, then I would. They pop up right here, and the Russians would know exactly where the carrier is. If I wait, then they'll eventually know where the carry is, but it'll be maybe a little too late for this aircraft, and I can attack them a little better because with these guys, right? 14 points. I'm not sure how well they're going to do against but we'll see. I'm gonna go and hold off. I'm gonna hold off. I'm not gonna intercept yet. Okay. So I'm going to say, let's see. No. So I'm not going to do anything. So since I wanted to cap, I'm just going to skip it. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Well, now we have the other side of it. The Russians now detect this this uh this P3. And yeah, I could, I guess, intercept him with this yak, but I don't think that's going to do anything. So I'm going to hold off. There's nothing to do. If I were to, see, I'd really be stupid if I were the Russians. If I were to intercept them and try to intercept them, number one, I'd probably do no damage. But what I would do is he would see me because once you try to attack, then you can then see the aircraft, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not doing anything with these guys either. New enemy detections. All right, what do we got? All right, so it's from the Americans' perspective. Bingo. All right, the Americans have now detected this task force. All right, it's got one, two, three, four. Okay, so it's got a bunch of stuff. So what are we gonna do? Well, first of all, for now, I'm going to. Okay, so what is this guy gonna do? Well, number one, I'm gonna do an SSM attack. Well, first of all, I'm gonna turn off recon mode. I still got plenty of room, so I'm gonna keep in recon mode because I got plenty of fuel. But I'm gonna move here, okay? Because I don't want to move right over the guy, because then I might actually get attacked. I'm trying to look. None of these guys have. Okay, so they have some. So if I were to fly right over this guy, he can shoot at me because he's got some anti-air, 5 and 4. Okay. If he had a 6 or above, I believe, I think it's when it's 6 or above, then he has a range out of 1. And if he has the long range, he can range out to 2, which none of the Russians have the long range. So I don't want to fly right over him, but I do want to launch a SSM attack and then peel off. Okay. So you can't launch an attack from your destination marker. Okay, all attacks are from the current location. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and launch an SSM attack. Target this location. Great. So when we move here, let's see what else we got. Um, what else? Okay, well, I guess I could use. I don't know. I could go full up crazy, right? I can. Well, I could do a couple of things, right? I could actually cancel this attack. I could fly these guys, so I could move these guys all the way up to 2 away and move this guy out in 2, and then I can launch them all together for a combined SSM attack from these guys. I think I think that's better than piecemealing it, right? So let me reset the orders. That cancels his attacks and his movements. Okay, so I'm just gonna move him out. Okay, I'm gonna move him out. I might not see him again, but I will. Uh, and then I'm gonna have this guy start moving. Let's see. I'm gonna have him start moving this way so I can target him. In addition, well, I just realized. In addition, I can also this guy could do an SSM attack and I'm going to combine. So I could actually coordinate all 3 of these things at the same time. So let's see how it plays out. So where's this guy going? He's going down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him get a little closer, but I'm not going to have him go into, let's see, let's reset his orders and let's have him move here. Okay. I'm going to kind of head him off. I know where this guy's got to go. He's got to go to Cameron, right? So what else we got? I think that's it. This is fun. All right. Next. Air. Oh, enemy air and AA range. New enemy detections. Air unit has nowhere. So a bunch of stuff happens. So I'm not sure who this is, but we'll see. This is from the Russians' perspective. Okay, so all right, who is within AA range? I don't know. Let me see. Um, is it this guy? Oh, maybe AA range 1. Okay, so I must have quoted the data wrong. So he must have enough attack to um, you know what I might have done? I might have made it 5 because I was trying to even things out, right? So I think only one ship can attack. So what this guy's going to do is he's detecting him at the same time as this guy. So this is a tactical decision I made, right? I made a decision, said, well, I'm not going to attack yet with the P3s, thinking I was out of AAA range, but I actually was within AAA range. Okay, so um, and I wonder if that even showed me it before. So he has an air search of 1 AA range. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna attack. All right, so attack, target this location. Okay. All right. Um, he's still trying to move, so I'm gonna move him away from this way. Okay. Let's see what else we got. I still haven't sighted anything yet, so these guys, they're still in recon mode and are going this way, so we're hopefully gonna run into something pretty soon. This guy is in recon mode, and I'm gonna have him go this way. Okay. By golly, I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find this darn thing. Here's the bomber. I'm gonna keep him moving around. All right, let's go. So there should be some combat coming up pretty quick right now. Nope, someone still has no orders. Oh, Soviet cycle 5. Okay. Okay, anyway. He has no orders, so I guess I gotta keep him going. I thought I gave him those orders, but oh well. Um, next. AA combat. Okay, so now it calculates the combat. So for some reason, I don't know why, but I thought I had it. I thought I gave him orders, but I must have like cleared it or something. All right. Well, crap. All right, so um total AA of 15. Okay, so why is that? So, if you have medium AA, which is what this thing has, which is 5, it looks like 5 is the medium AA plane. At range 1, right? Long range AA, if you remember in the bombers, I think it's in SSM combat, right? If a long range anti-air is firing at somebody firing from a range of 1 SSM, it's 6 times that amount. So I kind of created this middle ground, medium AA, which is 5, right? Anything 5 or above, but not long, okay? Then they can go at 3 times. So he has a total of 15 points. Which since he's in a task force, he's got a little better improvement, okay? That's an attack roll modifier, okay? 2. Rolls 5, got a 7. Defending air takes 1 step loss. So boom, first blood. AAA combat casualties. Choose the enemy squadrons to apply losses to. This is from the Russians' perspective. So obviously apply a loss to this guy. Bang. Okay. Now cap happens again. Okay, so now it's just rotate, so now, okay, bang. Now I'm 3 away. Okay. Do I want to hold off and kill this guy as he gets closer? Because this guy likely, well, I can't tell, but well, I can tell he's in IL-38, right? So I know he can't see me yet. So at best, he's in. Um, so I'll wait one more because he's likely to be coming my way, and he only has a range of 1. So there's no reason to attack him right now, and there's no reason to fire a. Anyway, so and I think when I get to that point, I'll actually be able to also attack him with AA as well. All right. So anyway, no, I don't want to commit any assignments. So cap intercept is going to be no cap. I'm not doing cap. Um, this must be another cap on this guy. Yeah. So Now it's on cap on this guy. Okay. Um, no, I don't want to do anything yet. Air unit has no orders. Okay. Who? All right. So this guy has no orders, and he's also look now he's messed up, right? And um, well, crap. So now, well, I guess he's kind of safe. He took some damage, yes, but once a task force has attacked once these ships have attacked this guy, they can't attack him again. So it's like one of those things where like you can only every surface has like one attempt to attack a an aircraft during an action phase. Okay, actually it's during the turn. Okay, so that's similar, right, to what happens in SSM combat or bomb combat. Essentially, everybody's um, AA value can only be attributed against that target one time. Okay, so now that he moved away, I guess I can play around with this. I can kind of move him back this way. Okay, keeping him in. All right, 46 to 41. This guy's still going to go after that. Let's see what else we got. All right, so everybody else is fine. All right, let's see what happens. New detections. Who? Oh, Russians. Russians detected somebody. Who? Who did the Russians detect? Huh. Who did the Russians? It might have been that they detected the same aircraft over again. Let's see. Uh, yeah. So all I see right now is this. So um, I'm assuming. Yeah, maybe I can make this clearer. I don't. Maybe on the. I don't know. Maybe there's some way I can. If I want to keep tweaking, which I always do, I might do it where maybe one of these guys has to where I show like an indicator to say who is that new detection right now, right? I mean, it's more of a quality of life thing, right? There's so many stuff you don't really know what just got detected. I'm not sure that really is germane, but it might be something I can do. So with that, right, this guy probably has no orders yet, right? So it's gonna yell at me. So I'm gonna go this way, and since there is no air-to-air combat unless it's cap, right, I'm pretty safe to do that. Okay. Let's see. Does everybody else? Okay, he doesn't. Okay, so he's starting to get. All right, we're gonna do one more. Same thing with this guy. Hmm. Okay, and what else? Anything else? Okay, nobody else has detected anything either. Okay, I might create something that helps you see if there's other things that has been detected, but pretty much. Okay, let's go. All right, now I guess now it's now or never, right? All right, so I'm going to assign all cap in this hex to intercept this guy, right? Because you can tell it's this guy they're talking about because he's the guy that has the commit assignments button on it. Another thing I could do is if during this phase, particularly, maybe just create a like a red line between. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe I create a red line between these guys or something. I don't know. That's a little larger of an enhancement, but let's see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna assign all those guys. And I can either say commit assignments or just hit next. It's the same thing. And I'll commit assignments. So boom. Um, all right. Now these guys are also. It's also asking if I want to intercept these guys at the same time. No, I don't. So I think maybe I'll put some code in that says you can't be intercepting two things on the same impulse. But we'll see. There's nothing in the physical game that prevents that. But in the physical game, you're only moving one ship at a time, so you never have to worry about it intercepting two things at a time. The fact that now we're doing concurrent with a bunch of stuff moving all at the same time, now you have these kind of tactical decisions you got to worry about. All right. Anyway, let's go next. Okay. Now he wants to. No, he's not gonna. He's not gonna intercept anybody. Okay. So now we should be going into. Oh, he's what's it? One, two, three, four. Oh, he's also. It's also asking if he wants to. Yeah. There you go. So I don't want him intercepting either. So yeah, a nice line between these two might be cool. So I don't know. Maybe that might be easy to do. We'll see. Um, Arian has no orders. Okay. Uh, where are we at? Where's he going? He's going here. Yeah, I thought I moved him. Where are we going here? Okay, okay. Let's go next. Enemy air and AA range. New enemy detections. Air unit has no orders. Okay, bang. All right. Yes. Okay. So I think I just detected a little error. I think what happened here is this guy got asked to enter both of um these assaults, and no, well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I think these guys should have intercepted him, but for some reason nothing resolved on that. So I got to check that out to see what's going on with that. All right, so we'll continue on. So that's something I might have to look at some code here that for some reason I think I told him to intercept that guy, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I was gonna, but I never clicked it and I forgot. Um, so anyway, most of the time it's me messing up and not the code, but who knows? All right, so this Americans again. I think it's time to. I could probably launch it now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna waste some time. I'm gonna be detecting this guy. I only got 36 left. I got to keep an eye on how much fuel he has left. But I'm sort of waiting. I'm wasting time until these guys get closer, so I can do a coordinated attack. Oh, and now I can see these guys. So now I know where the carrier is. Hmm. All right. Well, we're gonna do a reset orders on this guy, and we're gonna start closing in on this carrier here. This guy here could attack here right now, but I'm going to wait. So I'm going to have him move here, kind of parallel to the guy. Okay? All right, let's go. All right. Now I'm finally assigning. I thought I did. I thought I told you to sign. Okay, so boom, assign. Oh, bang. Okay, so I must not have clicked it last time. Cap combat, Allies versus Soviet, column 4 to 1. Roll modifier 0, which I ended up rolling a 1 terribly. And I got a result of a 1R. Okay, so the code's not wrong. It was just me. I didn't click it. Okay, so choose an enemy squadron to apply losses to. Okay, so the Americans. Okay, so what it shows right here, one is that they got one attack. Okay, so that shows that these caps, if you look at all of these, if you look at all these guys, now all three of these guys have one cap. Okay, um, a cap attack. I'm gonna apply the loss to this guy. Bang. Um, which I'm not 100% sure why he disappeared, but I don't know. Oh, I know why. Because it got an R. Man, I tell you what, I write so much complex code I don't even remember what the heck happened. So yeah, so he got one step loss, and then he got returned to base. So the game says you return to a base immediately. The rules do. So I didn't. It doesn't stay up there, and you have to trace him all the way back to base. You have to limp him back home. Although that might be fun too. But anyway, it immediately went him home. Sent him home. Okay, so now the question is, okay, do I want to intercept these guys? Well, they already attacked once. I don't know. I might as well, right? Let's do it. Sign all cap in this hex 6. Let's try it again. Maybe we'll get lucky. He should be intercepting them too. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Cap combat. Allies versus Soviet. Column 4-1. Roll modifier -1. Why do we? Oh, because he already has an attack. A roll of 4 and 2R. Okay. Well, that's two R is yeah. So pretty much okay, so anyway, I think that's a very good place to stop for now. The poor Russians just lost all their eyes, but this guy does know there is a carrier out there, so he's gonna at least try to prosecute something, but he won't be able to see it. See that? I mean, yeah. So, well, yeah, that I guess that's why American carriers are so hard to kill. Um, so, all right. So, what I'm curious, and I'll have to look at the code. But uh, this F4, right? I believe I had an F4 on cap, and I'm curious why. Hold on a second. I'm curious. Well, maybe he did actually. Actually, you know what? I think he might have been involved in that. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm curious. I thought that F4 should have gotten in on that cap attack, but I'll check. Um, I'll re-roll the videotape. All right. So at this point, we're now choose cap missions to. Okay, who? Who are we talking about here? Oh, okay, these guys. All right. Yeah, they aren't gonna. No, next. No, 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 no. Enemy air in AA range. Air unit has no orders. Okay, I'm not sure who that is. Who's in AA range? Okay, it must be this. It must be this guy. Okay, so all that basically means is, hey, it's another opportunity for him to see. I think since he can't attack him again, there's really no way to. There's really no reason to say there's AA in range unless there is another. Nope, no, no. So yeah. Oh wait, but this is the Americans. Okay, so somewhere in one of my, hold on, where do I have? I don't know. Where am I in AA range? Let me see here. Oh, I think I know why. Okay, so um, it's actually saying from this carrier, AA is in AA range. What it meant was that before so everything's done all consequent, at the same time. So since that air unit was right here, he was two. Then at that moment he was um, in in AA range. Okay, so it remembered that, hey, I need to let the Americans know that somebody got in AA range. So that's why it said enemy AA or enemy air in AA range. It was momentarily for a split second. It was in AA range, but then the aircraft shot him down. So, all right. So we're at cycle 8. I'm thinking this is a pretty good place to stop for right now. Um, and just because at this point I think the recording is like way super long. But anyway, as I play through this thing, there's little things I notice, little things that might help. I think what I'm going to do is when it brings up the cap part where you're trying to guess, uh, if you're in a tiny scenario, you know pretty much which cap is trying to intercept what. But but in a larger scenario, it might be pretty hard to know who's he trying who's he trying to intercept at that time. So I likely can have a single line that I can just use over and over again and just move it between two different points and use that as my combat combat thing. So yeah, yep. Okay, cool. All right, so I hope you guys are seeing all the power that this code can do. Um, I'll watch the video again, see if there's any other little tweaks I want to make. But essentially, I mean, it's doing what it should be doing. Just little tweaks here and there, just to kind of make things a little more neat. But hey, I really appreciate everybody, and I'm happy that we got it so that more people can actually play the game. Hopefully, more people will play the game. All right, well, thanks a lot, everybody, and have a great night.